The Tudor dynasty, 1485 to 1603, was one of the most pivotal periods in English history, marked by dramatic political, religious, and social changes that ultimately shaped the foundation of the modern United Kingdom. The dynasty was founded by Henry VII in 1485 after his victory at the Battle of Bosworth Field, which ended the Wars of the Roses, a series of civil wars between the houses of Lancaster and York. Henry VII, a Lancastrian, established the Tudor line by marrying Elizabeth of York, thus uniting the two warring factions and solidifying the Tudor claim to the throne. His reign was characterized by the consolidation of power and a focus on strengthening the monarchy after the turbulent conflicts that had destabilized the country for decades. Henry VI's son, Henry VIII, succeeded him in 1509 and became one of the most famous monarchs in English history. Henry VIII's reign was defined by his radical break with the Roman Catholic Church, driven largely by his desire to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon in hopes of having a male heir. When the Pope refused his request, Henry initiated the English Reformation and established the Church of England, Anglican Church, in 1534, with the king as its supreme head. This religious schism not only severed England from the authority of the Pope but also set the stage for centuries of religious conflict between Catholics and Protestants in England. Henry's 6 marriages, including the execution of 2 of his wives, further exemplified his turbulent personal and political life, but it was his establishment of a new religious order that would have the most lasting impact on England. Henry's son, Edward VI, succeeded him at a young age but died in 1553 at just 15 years old. His reign was short but marked by further Protestant reforms. Following Edward's death, his half-sister, Mary I, ascended the throne. Mary, a devout Catholic, sought to restore Roman Catholicism in England and earned the nickname Bloody Mary due to her persecution of Protestants, which led to numerous burnings at the stake. However, her reign was brief, and she failed to produce an heir, leaving the throne to her sister, Elizabeth I, who became one of the most iconic monarchs in English history. Elizabeth I, who ruled from 1558 until her death in 1603, was known for her astute leadership and for overseeing England's Elizabethan Golden Age, a period of cultural and economic flourishing. Elizabeth skillfully navigated England's complex religious landscape, ensuring a Protestant settlement that secured her nation's identity. Her reign saw the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, which boosted England's prestige and marked the beginning of its rise as a global maritime power. Elizabeth also promoted English exploration and trade, paving the way for the establishment of colonies in the Americas and the expansion of English influence overseas. Though she never married and was known as the Virgin Queen, Elizabeth's diplomatic prowess ensured the stability of her realm, even as England faced growing religious and political tensions with its neighbors. The Tudor period also played a crucial role in laying the groundwork for the United Kingdom as it would later come to exist. While the Tudor dynasty itself was confined to England, the notion of union between the different nations of the British Isles began to take shape during the late 16th century. Elizabeth's death in 1603 marked the end of the Tudor line, and her closest relative, James VI of Scotland, became James I of England, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland in what became known as the Union of the Crowns. Although this did not immediately merge the two countries politically, it symbolized the growing connection between them. The Tudor era, especially under Elizabeth I, also contributed to the concept of a unified British identity, with England increasingly defining itself as a distinct nation-state, both culturally and politically. English influence spread beyond its shores, leading to early forms of British nationalism and a sense of unity that would become critical in the centuries that followed. The following Stuart dynasty, which came after the Tudors, would carry forward the process of political consolidation, leading eventually to the Act of Union in 1707, which united the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland into the Kingdom of Great Britain. This transformation laid the groundwork for the creation of the United Kingdom in 1801, when Ireland was also brought into the Union, though Irish independence would eventually fracture this union in the 20th century. However, it was the Tudor period that played a critical role in shaping the political and religious landscape of England, and thus indirectly set the stage for the eventual formation of the United Kingdom. The Tudor monarch's legacy remains deeply embedded in the identity of the UK, not only through their transformative policies but also in their enduring impact on England's global status as a future empire.